Hi guys, we're here with a very special guest, Maverick Approach. And I don't have a bio because I want him to tell me in 2 minutes or less, who are you and what you do?
Yeah, well, I do a lot. Author, speaker, and I guess, people like to, I don't like to put titles on myself. I let other people kind of do that. I don't like titles, but investigative journalists, whatnot, coincidence specialist with people.
That's the one. That's the one.
That's the one. So, but yeah, I do a multitude of things and, kind of just spread the truth.
I love that.
Yeah.
But aren't you afraid? Like, don't you think maybe...
Afraid of what? What is there to be afraid of, per se? Because I think there's strength in number, and I feel like there is not only me, but a multitude of people now saying the same thing, and people aren't afraid anymore because they know their rights, they know the truth, they know that a lot of stuff out there, what we thought was the truth is not what it is, so we've been lied to. So I feel like a lot of people are starting to come together and everybody, is galvanizing and coming together and figuring out there's a collective, a collective truth. So there's nothing to really be afraid of.
What if they start rounding us up? You're like, you're going to live in this camp.
Yeah. Well, I mean, didn't they already do that in 2020? So, I mean, we've lived through that, right? The whole world stopped. We had to quarantine. We had to stay in our houses and sit down. And
they literally had camps in Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they would put the unvaccinated.
Right.
Like specific.
I remember that, actually, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I feel like if we live through that, then there's no need to be afraid of anything,
Huh. What shaped you in your life experience? What made you who you are today? Like the way you think and...
I would say, to be honest, I've always had a different type of thought process. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say an outcast per se, but definitely always stuck out from the norm. I don't like conformity. I like to think outside the box and ask questions, why or why not.
That's obvious.
So yeah, so I've always kind of had that thing to where I wanted to be not different, just on purpose, but just I wanted to ask questions, which made me different.
So not a contrarian, but more of a truth seeker.
Yeah, I think when especially now, everything that we thought was the truth, again, going back to that, it's turning up our world upside down. Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
But then isn't it a little bit disturbing? Like sometimes I feel like ignorance is bliss. Like the more we know, the more we learn is just...
Yeah. I mean, well, you could see it like that, but in the end, sometimes when you think about knowledge, a lot of things that you don't know can hurt you. Yeah. So is ignorant bliss when it comes to your health? When it comes to how government works, how, they put you in a place to where you're complacent and you have a nice cushy little job, but you're getting robbed on the other side. And so is ignorant bliss,
Dang. So how do you know when to discern? Like, how do you know what to, or you just want to know at all costs everything, even if it's taking away your peace of mind?
Well, I'm a little different. I find peace knowing, for one, I don't know everything, but I also find peace in that I am, at the end of the day, doing my best and helping humanity. I am trying to lift the veil for myself and others, and I feel like that's great karma, because there's a lot of things that we've been lied to, and I feel like that in itself is very evil. It's very, on a spiritual level, demonic. I feel like there's a lot of things out there that we've been led astray, and if I'm doing my part to be the equal but opposite, I find peace in that, and I'm helping people with information, helping people with their health, what to eat, what not to eat. And I think that is something to always look forward to.
It's very interesting because my next question was going to be, what do you think your purpose is? So you actually answered that.
There you go, right there.
What's happening? Yes. Let's talk about your childhood.
Okay.
How was it? Tell me about little.
It was great.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was great. It was, I had parents that I've been blessed with to never shut out my dreams. And if I wanted to do something, they supported it 100%.
Nice.
You know, I've come to find out a lot of my peers, their parents, they wanted to do this and do that when they were younger. No, you're going to go to school to be a doctor or a lawyer or this or that. And they're falling right into that box of conformity versus a kid. By the way, kids are very intelligent. We're not like they're not jaded by the world, but they have imagination. They have ideas. They have all these things to where you can go as far as you want to, right? And they're very intuitive. So why have an adult tell you being like, hey, you know, do this and that, but they were told by an authority figure that has an agenda.
For sure.
So who's right? Who's wrong? So I've had the luxury of having parents like that to where, hey, you want to do anything you want to do it. We'll support you. I was a child actor. So yeah, I used to be in front of the TV all day and be like, I want to do that.
Oh, what made you stop that?
I did it for about 10 years and it was something that it was fun until it wasn't. So I did that age 4 up until like 13-ish, 14-ish. And I was starting to think like an adult. And then that wasn't fun.
Interesting.
You know, when I was like, this isn't fun anymore. I'm starting to see my peers do things that I would never be into. You know, those kid actors that get messed up on drugs and drinking and all that. And I'm like, that's not my vibe.
You're an old soul.
I've heard that before. Yeah.
So you already knew it's not the right environment, huh?
No, yeah, I already knew at that point it wasn't something. It was fun up until, again, it wasn't, and I had a great time doing it. But after that, I was like, okay, I'm out, and I got into sports.
Okay, football or what?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Okay, me too. Another affinity. Wow.
You play basketball when you were?
I used to, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love it. Don't you see I'm long?
Yeah, you're tall. Yeah, you're long. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So, okay, so you come from a healthy family, no divorce, no drama.
Mm-hmm.
That's, looking back, what made you feel most alive?
Traveling. I love traveling. That was something that made me feel alive and experience different, parts of America to, a later degree, across the pond.
Such as?
UK, France, Australia, South Korea.
Oh, wow. Italy?
Never been to Italy. I was supposed to go for my birthday one time.
Okay.
Okay. Is that where you're from?
I was raised. I moved there when I was, I call it raised, but I moved there when I was 16.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't been there. I was supposed to go one time for my birthday. I didn't end up going.
Missing out.
I know. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go. But yeah, traveling was something that always made me feel very alive, seeing different cultures, meeting different people. So, yeah.
Later on, I'll have a question for you regarding traveling, but I'm gonna stick to the script just because I
okay. All right.
have a mind. What is your biggest accomplishment so far?
I've ran successful businesses, but I don't quantify that as success. Anybody can make money.
Yeah.
That's one thing, but to be honest, impact on people, like that's my biggest success. What I've been doing recently, the past few years, I think this is my biggest success yet, because I've had success in the industry, and then I had a real estate company. I did well there, but That is worldly things. I'm more so now concerned with, people's souls, people's spirits, and raising the vibration. That's what I'm really, see as success now, and helping people along the way, because there's a lot of people who need, questions answered.
That's true. And do you feel like you might have some skills where you can sense people's vibration, energy, or?
For sure. Definitely. I think when you step into a room or somebody steps into a room, if their, energy kind of like shifts or vice versa, you can pick up on that without even saying anything. So I can feel people's energies and feel the vibration. And if it's, a good one or a bad one.
Shit, is it good or bad? What's up with me?
No, I like your vibe.
Okay, good.
I like your vibe. Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute.
You're like, wait a minute.
Because I had a lady on a previous episode, and she said she sees 50 shades of gray on me. I'm like, wait, what?
What did she do?
What you mean?
Was she like a psychic or like?
She was like a healer.
A healer, okay.
50 Shades of Grey? Do I need to watch that movie?
Yeah, she said exactly 50 Shades. Interesting, okay.
What's that even mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, actually, you know what? Auras do change, because I've had somebody on my show who reads auras.
Okay.
And it has to do with your chakras. And sometimes your auras can be gray, or they can change colors only because of
Depends on the day, the mood.
Yeah, the mood, or if you have, even with your health, it shows in your aura and whatnot.
No, I'm healthy.
Yeah.
I'm good. Maybe it was my mood.
Maybe the mood, or yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, if it's dark outside and crazy weather, I'm connected to some weird stuff out there. Yeah. What is your deepest existential question?
Overall, well, it could be twofold. Why and why not? I feel like that is the root of a lot of things. Because some people may ask, oh, well, why do we do this? Or why do we do that? And to a certain degree, you're like, well, if you want to try something new, it's like, well, why not? Why not do this? Why not you? You know? Or vice versa, to where, hey, if the government tells you something, or school, or any like position of authority, we're like, wait, hold up. Why though? And then it leads you down like a whole rabbit hole, and you're like, wait, why do we do this? Why are we saying this? Like, for example,
I like that.
Like, if you look on the back of your dollar, why are we speaking Latin? Exactly. See? Like, they spoke that in ancient Rome. This isn't Rome, right?
Right.
So we're under Roman law. So why are we using Roman law in America? That alone takes you down a whole rabbit hole of like, okay, what does this mean? And why are they using this type of symbolism and whatnot? So you ask the question, why? A lot of people don't.
Yeah. But the fact that you have that depth to try to... And what do you do with all this information? Like, at the end of the day, I mean...
I love information. I love learning.
I love that you love learning.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But like, I mean, yeah, you acknowledge others, you inform others. But then are you thinking about getting into politics? I think that would be a good one for you.
I don't know. The politics are dangerous. I mean...
What you got to lose, though?
Well, I feel like the politics we currently have right now is completely corrupt. You have, lawmakers, you have lobbyists, you have a lot of people who have positions to where they can influence certain things for personal gain.
Okay.
It makes no sense to me right now. Like, maybe later, I don't know.
Shouldn't you be the one changing the game? Like people like you?
Yeah, I would rather change the game to where it can be in the new type of system, the new way. I feel like it's so dated, it's so old. We're using the structure of how the government works, Congress works. It's like over 200 years old, right? And we're using something way back then to where we didn't have AI. They didn't have cars back then.
Yeah.
So we're using these things to still run the country as we do. And yeah, we have amendments and layers and new stuff, but overall, I think we need a new way of doing things. And that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in changing,
What would you change?
Well, for one, the way we vote.
Okay, such as? Elaborate. Let's see.
The way we vote is corrupt. It doesn't work. You have, missing votes, and they just found out that a lot of counties and, the last election, there's a lot of people voting who were dead.
You're talking about the Biden one?
Yeah. Really, the last few elections, obviously, and then even going back even further than that, but pretty much every election, there's a lot of fraud going on. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing that, the system doesn't work. And I think that we need a new vetting system, to be honest, altogether. So.
And one person cannot change all that.
No, but I think that if you start to at least ask the questions and spark some minds, that will get the ball rolling. It takes more than, one person, obviously. This is why I don't think even the POTUS, the president, that's one person trying to govern all this, right? Mm-hmm. Like, America is so complex. And yeah, like, I don't want to go too far into it, but really the POTUS is really the commander-in-chief of the military.
The military, yeah.
But overall, to govern all this, that seems like a position to where it needs to be redone. I don't think that... I think the checks and balances worked for a much smaller country when they're, created. Mm-mm. But it's a lot different. We have AI now. Like, they're still making laws for that.
Right. And you would give the president more power?
No.
Okay.
I would add more checks and balances. I would turn it back into kind of somewhat of what it was, like a republic, to where, they work for us. They're public servants. So they should work for the people. We're too overgoverned to the point that we don't have rights. We have privileges.
It's more like a socialist system rather than...
Yeah. So I think that a lot of things that, they have in place right now need to be changed or completely, like, ratified. I don't believe in half the stuff they do, or most of the stuff they do, to be honest.
I think because you said we're about the same age. Let's go when we're 50. Let's get into politics.
Okay.
I'm in.
You're in? You gonna be my running mate?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do it. If you could ask God one question, what would it be?
That would be like 7 different questions in one, but I'll keep it simple.
What?
It would be one of the questions I said before. I guess why? Why are we here? What are we doing here? What's the purpose, right? What's the purpose of life? But I think in my answer in that, because I feel that's what it is. It's purpose. I feel like people have to have some type of purpose, and maybe we're all here to experience each other and, discover that purpose.
What if the purpose is to love?
The purpose is to love? Then that's your purpose. I think that's a great purpose.
No, I'm talking about everybody, the whole planet, to love one another.
Well,
like Jesus said.
I think that it could be that, but it's also duality. I think it's within that. It sounds crazy, but a lot of people are here to create chaos. That's their purpose. But it's the balance of the universe, it's duality. And I think that if you believe in reincarnation or whatever the case may be, your soul is eternal. So whatever that looks like, if you come back here, or if your soul returns, or whatever the case may be, I feel like your purpose, you have to learn things to ascend.
Oh, do you believe in reincarnation?
Yes and no. It's way more complex than what people make it out to be. Mm-hmm. I think that there is ascension. Mm-hmm. So in order to ascend to the next level, I feel like this reality is a simulation. like a video game, right? So in order to get to the next level, you have to get better. You have to ascend, right? Now, if you don't learn, if you don't ascend, you're going to continue to repopulate like a video game and then do it all over again, right? So in a sense, there is, but I think that when you ascend, you're going to a different realm, a different dimension per se, because vibration frequencies, there's different types that, you know, when you meditate, you can astral project, you can remote view, like, and there's CIA declassified documents proving this. They have something called an adult-weight process, to where if you have frequencies, they call it hemisync. Take your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere, and they play these frequencies. It pairs your two hemispheres, and you can ascend. You can remote view, go to different planets. This is all documented. They done this in the CIA. So with frequencies, there's different levels of existence, and I think that on an astral level, you are a being that is eternal, but you have to learn things. Your karmic retribution, your karmic debt. What are you providing? And as you ascend, then you get to go to the next level.
So no heaven, or?
Yeah. Well, I think a high vibration place is heaven, and a lower vibration place is hell. I think that these two frequencies, at the lowest and highest level, is heaven and hell.
But we ultimately can experience both while we're in the stimulation.
For sure. I think this is the mid realm, the like if you want to call it heaven and hell at the same time, because you can experience that on earth.
Right.
You can experience the greatest joys on earth or complete hell.
Agony, yeah. So we have them inside us.
Right.
We don't know. Mm-hmm.
This is why your vertebrae, right? Like you have 33 vertebrae going from the bottom to the top in your crown chakra, which is your Christ consciousness. That's why they say Jesus died at 33, right? So when you ascend, that's essentially what you're doing. You're going from the bottom to the top and you ascend. So I think that is what's written in the books of, the Bible and whatnot. It's a lot of things that are taken literal, metaphorically, and vice versa. And I think that's what actual Christ consciousness ascension is, in those vibrations.
Interesting. Did you read the Bible?
Yeah, I've read it, and I've read things that certain verses and whatnot that people take literal, and I decipher those as, what's the source? What does this mean? What does this actually mean? And who did it come from? And I break it down in that way. A lot of people use it for religious purposes. I use it for context, and there's some truth in it for sure, but there's a lot of other things out there that are all connected to where we just can't look at one skewed view. That's like looking through a keyhole and seeing just that view versus, you looking through a window and seeing the whole world.
Interesting. So you're not a Christian?
No, I don't label myself as a Christian.
No Easter for you this Sunday or next Sunday?
Well, I mean, family-wise, if, the family wants to go out and all that stuff, I really don't subscribe to a lot of holidays because they're not even where they're even placed. Think about it, time, like they even mess with time. Jesus wasn't born December 25th. Yeah, Easter is not the Easter that how can we? Because we're on the Gregorian calendar.
Right.
So when Pope Gregory switched the calendar, it threw everything off.
So you believe the Julian calendar rather than the Gregorian one?
Well, you'd
be more on the Eastern Orthodox rather than Catholic side?
Well, even that though. July, that's named after Julius Caesar. And then Augustus, his cousin, is August. So they play with time. Time really isn't real per se. But if you want to do these holidays and whatnot, look into what they mean and where's the origin from. And so again, I don't subscribe to a lot of things because I look at the meaning of them. And I mean, even with the Easter Bunny and all that stuff, and
Pagan stuff, yeah,
they include all that stuff. So that's what I mean. So it's like, are you worshiping certain things that they're worshiping? Because if you're just doing it blindly, again, ask the question, why? Why are we celebrating any of this stuff?
Wasn't Jesus born around Sukkot time?
Yeah.
Sukkot is not in December. It was like what, September or so?
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Jesus wasn't a Christian either.
Well, yeah, but he came to fulfill the old law. Therefore, he created a new law.
Right.
Which is, he became the first Christian.
Yeah. I mean, you could say that, yeah. I mean, it's very complex with religion only because of who's telling the story. And I feel like there is a lot of nuance, a lot of stuff that they put in or taken out. And it's a lot more complex. But again, I believe in duality. I believe that those things have to happen and they're placed that way only so we can seek the truth later.
Very interesting. Yeah. I'm just like, the one thing that I'm frustrated with is taking out the story of Mary Magdalene. Like, I think that should have stayed. And why is it that she's the apostle of the apostles, yet she's not an apostle in the Bible? I don't know. Yeah, it's a whole rabbit hole over there.
Yeah. And then that's another thing too. I mean, thinking about the women that's in and out the Bible, like if you notice, like a lot of context comes from a man's perspective. That's a whole nother thing.
I know.
Okay, so think about that. Women are.
I'm not a feminist, but
no,
just three good ones.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Nothing that in itself should pose the question. I mean, women, you guys are the givers of life. If you look up the word matrix actually means womb. So that's a portal. You guys are a portal to this world.
Huh.
And so you guys are very powerful.
Right. Maybe a little too powerful, huh? Potentially. Yeah. I'm going to change the subject. So, what is love to you?
Unconditional. If it's not unconditional, it's just a concept. Unconditional love is something that is it transcends time, transcends all constructs.
You feel like you've had it before?
I have, and it's something that I mean, even with family, I won't say all family, but my family, yeah, that's unconditional love. It's a lot of things I would do for them that I wouldn't do for anybody else, and that's unconditional, even if they piss me off or whatever the case may be.
And what about your love life? Do you feel like you've had that one person, and why isn't she in the picture anymore?
I've experienced it a couple times, but not to get too philosophical on you, but I feel like I wasn't ready because I can't give anything I don't have. I have to be in self-love. I have to actually have that to give. I've experienced it where I've received it, but it wasn't reciprocal.
Dang.
So yeah, I've experienced it for sure. And that's really something you learn, over time. And
could that be real love if you're not ready?
I would say, yeah, you can definitely identify. And the way you can actually identify it is by trying to reciprocate, and you can't. And you're like, oh, I actually don't have this, because otherwise you wouldn't have known you didn't have it.
Right. Wow. But I mean, if it's unconditional and if it's true love, it's still going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
What is your, talking about travel, what is your ideal travel partner?
My idea of a travel partner?
An ideal travel partner.
Somebody who is very open-minded. Their point in their lives is very flexible, because you got to, be very fluid when you're traveling. And
Right.
I think those are the main two, because you have to be open to different cultures. You have to go to a place and not expect, like, oh, this is just like America, right? Like, no, it's going to be completely different, but you have to enjoy the culture.
Yeah.
If you go to Japan, it's completely different. If you go to, I don't know, anywhere else, pretty much, it's and that's not even westernized. If you go to, Asia or Europe, is way different. And
A whole different, especially you go to Western Europe.
yeah.
It's like, wait, what? They're still using carriages and horses? They have no cars?
Yeah. So you're just being open-minded and, open to those concepts.
So the worst travel partner would be someone bitching all day?
Yeah, because, like, what's the point? Like, why are you here? Like,
what?
you came along to bitch a long way. I want to go home. And
I'm dropping it in the hotel room.
yeah.
Let's play a game.
Okay.
All right, so we're on red. You got to pick one. And it's going to be this is a 30-second reel.
Okay.
Quick and easy one answer.
Okay.
9/11, September 11, or opioid crisis or terrorist attack?
So I'm picking one?
Yeah,
or?
you're picking one. Was it an opioid crisis or a terrorist attack?
Well, it definitely wasn't a terrorist attack. So I guess the other one. Why was it an opioid?
Oh, we can get into this.
Okay. Because there's like layers to that. 9/11, there's so many different things that was happening. But yeah, it wasn't a terrorist attack.
Okay. Are humans cooperative or competitive?
Cooperative.
Is Charlie Kirk in heaven or Valhalla?
I don't know. You might be in Valhalla.
Dang. Huh. So she didn't actually burn him, Erica Kirk.
Well, she could have been a part of it, but to the other side, maybe he knew and faked his death.
Huh. AI, evolution or extinction?
Play it right, it's evolution.
Social media, connection or manipulation?
It's kind of both.
Government, protection or control?
Control.
Michael Jackson's death, medical negligence or murdered?
Murdered.
Princess Diana's death, murdered or tragic accident?
Murdered.
Education, empowerment or brainwashing?
Brainwashing.
Freedom, real or an illusion?
Illusion.
Human nature, good or self-serving?
It's kind of both as well. It's complex, but I'll say both.
October 7th, security failure or intelligence gap?
Probably intelligence gap.
Republican or Democrat?
Neither.
Women, white or black?
There's no such thing as white or black.
Brown? Blonde or brunette? Oh shoot, I'm putting you on the spot.
Brunette.
Smart or funny? Can't have both. Pick one.
I can't have both?
No. We gotta make it difficult.
Ooh. Let's go with funny. I'll be the smart one.
Urban or elegant?
Elegant.
I guess you do have a little bit of an intelligence if you're funny, right? Because it's not that easy to make somebody laugh.
Yeah, it's true.
So
you gotta have a certain level of intelligence to be like actually funny.
Even Charlie Chaplin, he was actually pretty intelligent.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of comedians are very, very intelligent, actually.
Yeah. We're gonna play a game called Identity, Success, and Mindset.
Okay.
What is the biggest mental shift someone needs to make before their life actually changes?
Biggest mental shift.
Yeah, so I guess you would have to, in like 20 seconds or less, respond. I would say more like.
Okay. Changing your perception of yourself. Starting there, I would say. Knowing that you can, and just knowing in general. I think knowing is more powerful than believing.
So changing your perception. If you care. I don't really care what people think about me, so I'm just...
Well, I would say your reality, changing your reality.
Aha, okay.
It's different. It's based on what how you see things, not how everybody else does.
I see. I like that. Okay. What is something people believe about success that is completely wrong?
That money brings happiness.
What was a moment where things didn't work out the way you expected, and what did it teach you?
I would say probably, I mean, there's a million things I can think of, but probably moving away from my comfort and moving away from like my hometown. I thought I was leaving major success, but it brought me to more success. So.
Where was your hometown? You didn't tell me. Let's hear.
Oh, Los Angeles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you did the movie thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Figures. Interesting. So you made more money here than in LA. Well, you also spent less here. Freaking taxes.
Subjective, right? So it's like,
Yes.
are you making more? Are you making less? Yeah, exactly.
Yes. How does someone learn to think independently like you do?
Not to, well, for one, have social media tell you who you are. It's a false reality. So like a lot of people are falling into that. And I think really questioning things overall would bring you to an independent mode of thinking. And not to be just contrary. Don't question everything to be contrary, but figure out how things work and then why. And then reverse engineer that into how that can apply to you in your life and your success and whatnot, you know?
That is good. Yeah, so just kind of try to get outside of your mind and think outside the box. And see.
Yeah.
But doesn't that need a little bit of a skepticism, some type of kind of have to be more of a skeptic, or?
You could be, but at the same time, you want to be different. So you have to ask, what is everybody else doing and what else can I do differently and make it my own? Make it you, make it authentic. I think that's the biggest thing. And you can do something that everybody else is doing, but if you make it authentic your way and tweak it a little bit and do something something outside the box, then it's worlds apart.
That's actually a great advice even for social media. Like, because I like that you have your branding is very strong and you have that niche, very strong branding and story.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely like the other side. Like I'm just whatever I feel like posting today. It's never really. It's just whatever. I
Sometimes that's what it is. That's what works, and you know.
Guess that's just I debate between, do I just want to do my thing and not care, or do I want to grow this account and stick to one niche and do the right thing and just because I know what works, I just disregard it. So I don't know. Still trying to
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When people look back at your work, what do you hope they take away?
Knowledge. Taking that they can also find peace in truth and really just impact, because you can take this type of energy and apply it to anything. You want to, it doesn't matter what you want to do. You want to be a tennis player, janitor. It doesn't matter. You put that type of energy to where you're challenging the status quo. You are knowledgeable in what you do, and learn how things work, how you work. I think you can take that type of energy and have the same type of impact in whatever you do.
It's like some just bombs throwing right there. Yes, dropping all kinds of mics up in here. What's truth about this is a whole new game, and it's these questions are also the quick answer type, and they're a little more controversial, I guess.
Okay, I'm with it. But you already know how I am.
Yes. All right. What truth about success do most people only learn the hard way? Not that hard. I mean,
the truth about success.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to fail and fail forward. If you're, the faster you can fail and the faster you can get over that, the faster you can learn and be better, and you grow a thicker skin. You're like, screw this, I quit. That's 99% of people.
Yeah.
You fail forward. Okay, this doesn't work. So what does? Oh, well, I figured this out by failing 10 times. You only have to be right once.
That's true. That's all it takes.
You can be wrong a billion times.
Yeah.
Be right one good time. Now you're a success.
Yeah. Amen. It's so true.
Yeah.
Is the world run by elected leaders or unelected power?
Definitely unelected power.
Well,
presidents are...
What do we know here?
Well, as far as presidents, they're only there for 4 years,
Puppets.
8 years. They paid off, right? They raise money, tell you a bunch of lies. Hey, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And, well, that's what an actor does. We pay them to go be in a movie and tell us a bunch of sweet nothings. I mean, that's what a politician does, right? So there has to be somebody else behind that who doesn't go away. Like the CIA, the DOD, right? So
it's the DOD. You don't really.
Or Department of War now.
Yeah.
No.
They're not that bright. Oops.
They're not. I would say that there is a shadow government that just sticks around, and they're running the show, and presidents are not elected, they're selected.
So what's with this reptilian thing? Because I noticed that on your page, there was a video about reptilians. I don't know.
Do you believe in reptilians?
So here's the thing. When I used to be in the modeling scene. I was a model back in my 20s, actually, even as a teenager. Back then, when I would look at certain people's faces, if I would look for like a few seconds and they just not blink, their faces would like deform or something weird.
They would change. Yeah, I've heard these stories.
But wasn't that me? I thought it was me. I thought it was maybe alcohol because I used to drink back then. No, that's a thing?
I've heard that in many stories, in politics, in the music industry, movie industry, they've all had the same story.
So it's not us? It wasn't me seeing like weird stuff because
I don't think so.
I was under the influence?
No.
And now the big question, what are these things? Like, is that what? What are we doing here? Is the government are creating these humans or somehow? Or
No, the government actually works for them. So if you look at historical texts, if you look at, I mean, even the part of the brain, we have a reptilian part of the brain. Why do we even have that? Right? So these beings have been here longer. Now, if you go into the Galactic Federation, if you go into gene splicing and how they're saying the human race is actually a project, a bunch of, because they're saying that the human DNA is 90% of it is junk DNA.
What?
You know that's BS. That's not why. Again, going back to why.
So we're their project?
I think that these beings they are feeding off of humanity and they're running the show. But they've been here longer than human beings.
Are we talking metaphorically or feeding off of humanity as in like really eating humans?
I mean, it could be both. I mean, you see in the Epstein files that they're eating babies, right? So that's not a conspiracy anymore. So if you look at human beings eating other human beings, you can't do that over an extended period of time before getting brain damage and catching a disease, because humans can't eat human beings. We're not designed to.
No. Gosh, my face like...
But, so think about it. If that's in the files, that's documented. What else is doing that successfully? Okay. So then you look at how they're slow dripping information about interdimensional beings and all these things that they're getting ready for disclosure.
So, I mean, I don't know. Do they eat these babies or do they actually just drink the blood? Because
who knows? I mean, again.
But still, what the hell?
Either way, they are harvesting human beings, right? So that sounds like something like a reptilian, something like a cold-blooded being. Because why is everything on Earth so detrimental to the human race? They're spraying the skies, the food is poison, it's a bunch of BS on social media and TV and trying to manipulate us every which way. There's so much destruction towards human beings. Do you think other human beings would do that, being that they have to live here too?
So exactly, you think these people eat something else, or they're just immune to these things, that the poison that humans are eating?
I think that whatever they're spraying in the sky, putting in the food, doesn't affect them. Because why would you even put any kind of poison that would affect you and me? No, I would only do something if I'm some type of other being. I'm going to do something and engineer something that hurts you as a human being.
And why are they doing all this hurting of human beings all of a sudden?
Well,
trying to get rid of us so badly.
Well, they're not trying to get rid of us. They need us. They feed off of negative energy. This is why there's so much, and it's polarization, right? There's, again, going back to high frequencies and low frequencies, but they want everybody to stay on a low frequency so they can feed off of that. And frequencies are very real. Like, the Earth has a heartbeat. That's why you have to ground, because the Earth has a frequency. 7.83 is the heartbeat of the Earth.
I wonder why 7.3.
Yeah, you can type it in Spotify.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then listen to it.
And what does it do to the body? Does it ground?
It grounds you, it calms you, it helps you sleep, or has, healing properties per se.
Do these reptilians, they look like what? They look like some creatures, some weird creatures, and all of a sudden they get like a human. How do they pick which human face to, or can they possess a human and just take over their souls? How does it work?
I think they have many abilities. I think that if you look at, again, going back to historical texts and like even under the Vatican, there's a lot of hidden, scrolls and documents and whatnot. Even throughout history, we've seen all kind of different other beings that they found, like the graves. And if you look at South America with the tridactyls, they have these fossilized little beings that they documented. They're in museums right now. They have 3 fingers. One of them was pregnant, right? But you never really see reptilians. How come none of these old sculptures and old statues throughout history, we haven't seen reptilians? There's only been one that they found. So there had to be some type of law to where we couldn't sculpt them and show throughout history that they exist.
And if there's one, where was it at? What's the history behind it?
So I had a remote viewer I could look into this, and it was there's a lot of stuff that's actually under the Vatican, and yeah, it's very interesting. I did an episode on it. It's crazy, and
I gotta watch it.
yeah, she said there's reptilians. There's a couple of them, not too many under the Vatican. They have one sculpture. I forgot where what museum it's under, but it's actually a sculpture of a reptilian being with a reptilian baby. It's documented. Yeah.
Gosh, that is creepy as hell.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think that these things sound crazy 5-10 years ago, but now with disclosure, declassified documents, movement information, what we're finding under pyramids of Giza, all these things are coming about, right? So
Yeah, I always try to think, like, if I were someone in some political, I guess a president right now, how would I handle this? Like, the world finding out about all this crazy stuff. Like, what would you do if you were a president and then the whole world found out reptilians are everywhere? You don't even know who the hell is a reptilian anymore. Now everybody's like paranoid and there's chaos.
well, I think they just brief whoever's in the POTUS seat. They already had these plans set, and they tell a president, like, hey, we're going to do this at this time, so you're going to be, in the midst of this, and this is how you're going to handle it.
So they're aware.
For sure.
Dang. So is truth discovered or decided?
It's discovered. Well, first it's decided, then discovered.
Dang.
Yeah. Because if you look at, that's why it's called his story. Whoever wins tells the story, right? So it's decided, but then the truth never changes. You only have to tell the truth once. So eventually it's going to get discovered. And then we know the actual truth.
What's the biggest lie people still believe today?
I got a lot. I don't know. The biggest lie that people still believe, I mean, I don't know, that chicken's healthy?
Chicken is not healthy?
No.
Oh gosh, now I gotta stop eating chicken too?
There's so many people. There's so many people.
I love fried chicken.
Oh, no, fried chicken.
I know.
No.
I know.
No.
What?
Well, I got a lot of people off of chicken because it's the only meat.
Jollibees?
No. And Jollibees, yeah, I used to love it back in the day. My ex-girlfriend was Filipino, so we used to eat Jollibee and all that stuff.
What are we doing? So what am I eating now? Well,
I mean, I don't eat chicken. I don't.
Were you a pescatarian?
No, so certain things I eat, it's not really a label. So I don't eat chicken, pork. I don't eat. I don't drink dairy. I do eat beef. It has to be grass fed. I try to stay away from seafood as much as possible because of parasites. And so I eat like whitefish or something like that.
But not the bottom of the ocean.
No, those are cockroaches.
Me neither. I'm not Jewish, but I can't do that. Like, ugh.
But yeah, like chicken is a big no-go. It's the only meat that causes acid and mucus at the same time.
Hey.
Yeah.
So I was vegan for like 6 years because I had a magazine that was humanitarian. And after 6 years, I got sick. Like the whole vegan thing.
It's a scam.
Yeah. So they told me you got to start incorporating like chicken, you got to eat some fish. And that's all I've been doing since then. I did chicken and fish. Now I gotta get rid of that. I can't do beef for some reason. I don't know. I think it's the Earthlings. Have you ever watched the Earthlings?
Mm-mm.
Oh gosh. I watched that documentary. Since then, there's no way I can. I cry. If I see steak in your plate, I'm gonna cry. I get so sad. Like upside down the cows and the way they were killing them and they knew they were gonna die. I can't.
Right, yeah. The process, it is.
Oh.
Yeah. But I mean, you look into a chicken's life, it's terrible.
I know they're up in there.
It's horrible. And they can grow a full grown chicken in 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, the hormones and all that crap.
Mm-hmm. Is that just in your whole chicken journey right now? Like it's over.
Oh, what?
You're gonna enjoy it for a little while longer, but now you know.
Now
at least.
I know.
Especially chicken here in America, like they don't even look like the same type of chickens that they have overseas.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I've actually I was 120 in Europe as soon as I came to America. Now I'm 140. I'm trying to lose some weight. This is not good. But yeah, the food here is a train wreck. You just ruined my freaking.
I know. I'm sorry. My bad. I tend to do that a lot. So.
No. Where are we going to eat?
You got a chicken plate over here somewhere that you about to eat?
Where are we going to eat?
Oh my God. I got some places. There's a lot of places that you can customize your plate, like you'll be good. There's most places.
But you know what? It's all good because till Easter, I'm Christian Orthodox.
Okay.
We're vegan till Easter.
Okay.
And then after that is when you throw down, like you eat. Yes. Yeah, so that's a salad.
Okay. Yeah, you do that.
Who has more power today, governments or corporations?
Corporations.
Is fear the most effective form of control?
Yeah, it is.
How do you justify children having cancer?
You can't justify that. I don't see how you can justify that.
Like say you had this power where you could actually come up with something and tell people, I like that bracelet. Dang, ADHD much? Or whatever that is. Yeah, so how do you...
Let's say, be creative. If you could tell somebody and just put them at ease. What would it? Like a kid grows up to be a horrible person or something. Okay. Huh. I still can't justify it because I feel like a kid at the end of the day can be turned around in the right environment. So I don't know. I can't justify that. Yeah. Next game. I'm sticking to this because otherwise I'm holding you here hostage forever. Truth, theory, or trap? That would be your answer. Once I read that, you'll get
Truth, theory, or trap. Okay.
Information online is free.
It is somewhat of a trap, but there's always cross-referencing. So I think that taking something as gospel, like a headline, people have to read past it. They have to go do their research. They have to read the whole article. They have to go cross-reference something else to make sure it's actual facts. That I think that's the biggest problem right now. There's a lot of information and they try to overload you with information. So you miss context. Context is like everything.
So your research. Is media neutral?
It's starting to be. Sorry.
So we're seeing some positives.
Yeah.
Some good changes. Power is transparent.
Power is transparent. Definitely, I guess, a theory.
History is objective.
Objective. History is objective. That's definitely a theory.
Let's do another game.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do other podcasts usually have all these games and stuff? Or?
Not this many.
No?
They have one or two. Yeah.
This is like-
I have a game on my show too, though.
What kind of games do you play?
I have a game called Moment of Truth.
Okay.
And it's kind of like that to one of those games you actually had to where I'll name a person, place, or thing, and they'll give me a one-word answer of exactly what they think of that person, place, or thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more on talking and chilling and debating topics rather than just back-to-back
Right.
thinking.
Yeah, and just the game itself is like, rapid fire. But besides that, it's a conversation.
Do you prefer more on the conversational side or more on the being interviewed pressure time?
I like both. To be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives me different dynamics, like if people want to ask me questions and whatnot, I can.
You feel challenged.
Yeah. I like both sides. to
Okay,
be
that's
honest.
good because I'm very much so interviewing you is like, I'm coming for you here. All right. I'm glad you're not like. So this game, it's a yes or no round. So basically you say yes or no. Very simple. Let's see how fast we can do this one.
Okay.
Do you believe in UFOs?
Yes.
Have you ever forgotten a loved one's birthday?
Yes.
Did you buy your mom whatever gift? Mom's Day gift?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you ever not, what is this? Is it ever justifiable to lie?
Yes.
Is climate change primarily caused by human activity?
No.
Do you think the education system needs reform?
Yes.
Should the death penalty be abolished?
No.
Is technology doing more harm than good?
Ultimately, no.
Is it ethical to eat meat?
I eat meat, so yeah.
We got a keyword in there, ethical.
Ethical? I don't. Well, that's the thing. Like, the process because you've seen that documentary. But if there's an ethical way, then yes, yeah.
Can money buy happiness?
No.
Is world peace possible?
Hope so.
You're like optimist. Yeah,
I'm I guess you call not an optimist, but there's a certain phrase. I guess it's like that doesn't make sense. Like a skeptical optimist, but kind of a realist optimist.
Interesting. Huh. Should countries have open borders?
No,
Why not?
because it gets out of hand. I think that the way they, especially in America, they use immigration is for nefarious purposes. It's not what you actually think it's for.
You mean like that lady that hired a poor Mexican guy to build her house and then called ICE on him and didn't pay him?
Well, that's scratching the surface.
Oh, we're talking about evil stuff like killing the immigrants. Trafficking. Yeah.
How can you, I mean, if you were doing that, wouldn't the perfect ploy is to have a bunch of undocumented people come over and do whatever you want to them and nobody's none the wiser? So, I mean, that's a major part of it, I think.
Yeah, and we have a lot of human trafficking here in Vegas. It's like, what, in the top 5 in the US?
Yeah.
How
Probably higher.
Dang.
Probably higher.
Really, huh? How do we solve that?
Well, I mean, I think that for one, if you start to have a real grip on the flow of people, that's one. And then two, go after the people that's on the Epstein files. How about that? Like,
No. Why are these suckers still free? Like, what's up with that?
exactly. So we're allowing these people, we know who they are, and they're still walking around.
At least the dude in, the British dude.
Prince
Royal.
Andrew?
Yeah, at least that one got some. Still, he's still free.
Yeah, that's
But-
for optics, but yeah.
Like, why is this?
Well, it's the system. The system has to change. And going back to what I said, like, the whole entire system is corrupt. So it's not the people per se that, we're allowing this to do. It's the people in power that's keeping them accountable.
Trump. Question mark.
Trump, I think he's not in power. I don't think he's been in power for a little while now. I think from the first term, from what he is now, it's two separate people.
You think Netanyahu might be behind that? Like maybe?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Again, going to that shadow government, that's who is in control.
Are we talking Rothschilds or Rockefellers and all them?
It's layered. Starts there.
Damn. I'm trying to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's up with the homelessness in Vegas? That's another issue. So we have two massive issues out here.
Mm-hmm.
Homelessness. How would you solve that? That might be a little bit more tangible, let's say.
Homelessness. I think it starts. Well, half that is just rehabilitation. I think that is not per se them being homeless. It's choosing whatever substance they want to abuse, and I think it starts there. I think mental illness is a major part of that too. So substance abuse, how to reshape and reform your mindset, your environment. That's a big part of it. So I would attack. See, what people tend to do is they go out and feed the homeless, right? That's not solving homelessness or trying to solve world hunger, which is good. It's a good thing. It's great. It's amazing. That's just the tip of the iceberg, though.
Yeah.
It's the deeper problem is how are they comfortable in the environment? That means they have a lack of a sense, a lack of, hey, I don't want to do X, Y, and Z because I'm trying to find the next high.
Yeah.
All I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Or complete hopelessness to where they've been through the gauntlet of things and don't have enough support when it comes to local government, or they can't see any way out, or circumstance. It starts with the mind. Reshape this, and then everything else will change around it.
So you get rid of fentanyl. I think you mentioned in one of your reels that they actually found on a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 5 of them. Fentanyl was taped inside the packaging of these Barbie dolls.
Do you think that's like who makes these Barbie dolls?
Mattel.
Okay, so do you think they're in it with that, or?
It's hard to say. It could be. It could be a change of hands from one store to another, from fulfillment to store. It all depends, right? We don't know exactly, but I do think it's a organization, a part of that. It's some type of organization, whether it be the cartel, the Chinese, or somebody on the inside working with these entities and whatnot, or some type of attack, because fentanyl just doesn't show up in Barbie dolls. That's not a thing, right?
Are you kidding?
So they're directly trying to attack
children,
and that's a major like red flag, and a major like, oh, attacking the kids, like you're gonna get pissed off. It's an emotional tactic too.
Yeah, and didn't we have like some weird stuff going on in Vegas, like some lab or something where they were doing Chinese also were.
Yeah. A Chinese bioweapons lab. Yeah.
So bad, because I don't want to sound racist, but like to what end? Like why are we allowing all this? Like why? If Americans would go to China and try to do all this hot mess there, I think we would.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't exist.
Like, yeah, we would have to pay.
Right. I mean, why does Chinese nationals own 400,000 acres in America?
Farmland.
Yeah. So, I mean, that we shouldn't even allow that. I don't think, because again, like you said, you can't go to China and just buy land. It doesn't exist. You can't do it. You can't even do it in Thailand. You know what they do in Thailand? They'll give you a 50-year lease, a 30-year lease, a 40-year, like a long time lease, like to where you own it, but not really.
Oh, wow.
You actually have to be of Thai descent to buy the land. Actually, you're just
real?
lifetime leasing it. Yeah.
What?
So even they don't allow it.
Oh, wow.
America does though.
Oh, yeah. But they're very selective on who buys this farmland. Because if I were to go, like, hey, I want to buy 2 acres. No, because you have to be some type of... you have to have a lot of things to be able to buy farmland. Like you some type of investor, what do you call that? Accredited investor.
Yeah.
Which, of course, you either have to have millions of dollars in the bank to prove, or you have to pass a bunch of exams, crazy-ass exams. So, but then you have Bill Gates. That doesn't, well, yeah, he has a lot of money. But, like, he buys all this farmland.
Yeah.
How should I wear your t-shirt today? Guys.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta go.
I appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you for buying the t-shirt.
Yeah, that t-shirt is...
I'm going to get some more. I'm actually get some more designs. We actually have a new design coming out.
Okay.
And yeah, it has Bill Gates on it, and it's funny, but yeah. So
Yeah?
Yeah.
Keep me
Appreciate that. Though.
posted.
You should have wore it. Yeah, you should have wore it.
Should have. But yeah. Bill Gates.
Yeah, he owns a lot of farmland too.
Trying to control the food now.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that crap. What is the coating that he puts on the avocados?
A appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah, A appeal. But he also has a company he funded called Savor, where they're making synthetic butter, like fake butter now.
Oh gosh.
So he's funding that as well.
Of course.
So he has the farmland, he has fake butter, he has the A appeal with the wax on it.
Huh.
He has the 3D printed meat.
Oh yeah.
So all these things that, he's controlling the food supply, and he's in, the jab and all that stuff. What does the computer guy have to do with
the jab?
The jab and health and food? Stick to computers, right? Like, why are you in any of these industries?
That's making me question some things about computers now too, because
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Huh. And he's not allowing his kids to be on a computer.
Of course not.
So
The former CEO of TikTok didn't allow his kids
to be on TikTok.
to be on TikTok. But everybody else can be on it.
Yet the sucker's still free, even though he was in that Epstein situation.
Exactly. All he did was, hey guys, sorry. He apologized to his foundation. Hey guys, I'm sorry that I showed up in the Epstein files. That's it.
What about Event 201?
Most people don't even know about Event 201.
That's crazy. How do they not know?
A lot of people
we
don't
were
know.
censored. Everybody,
Yeah.
My account went from this much to like no followers. I had to start over so many times with that freaking
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Funding a COVID simulation, that's a telltale sign right there. And then it happens months later. But that's what I mean. Like, a lot of people don't have the context. They don't have the information. They barely even know about these things that go on behind closed doors.
Yeah, but some of them are, they think we're crazy because they want to believe their version of the truth. Even though they have a pacemaker, they have blood clots, but they still think, no, it's not the job. You're crazy. You're a conspiracy theorist.
Well, I think now more so than ever. You can call us conspiracy realists now. We haven't lost yet. But there's everything that came out. You could just say over the last 6 months. It's okay. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. So
Yeah.
So it's not really.
But nobody has yet told me thank you. Like, thank you for trying to save my life. Thank you for... No.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's like, man.
So do you still call yourself a conspiracy theorist? Like, like it's not really
never was.
conspiracy theorist anymore. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Right?
Yeah.
That's... Yeah. Anyway, so I have another... I'm assuming you're not vaccinated?
No, come on.
I'm smart.
No.
Yeah, I was actually the only person in the whole building.
Really?
Not.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, every day, we're going to fire you. You got to get it.
Which is actually unconstitutional. They can't do that.
They actually had a lot of, I don't know if you remember those videos or even some videos. They took a lot of like I don't think they were airmen. They were forcefully injecting them. Like you have like two military people holding this side of the body and the other one, and just like he's struggling to.
Wow.
And they still were vaccinating these people like in the military forcefully. How is that? Are you kidding me?
Well, there's a lot of lawsuits flying around now too because of that. A lot of people that again they made it mandatory, but it's against the law. They can't do that. A lot of people getting fired. A lot of people couldn't go to work.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not in the Constitution. It's not in state laws. They made it to where they're making it mandatory, but what does that even mean when it's not in the law? Like, show me in a law book. Show me where it's like
exactly
mandated.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Especially if you're actually like they're little. Remember they had like, oh, you can't sue us. So hold on, you're not even giving me like all the ingredients first of all, and then you're telling me I cannot sue you for some shit you don't even.
Well, they
have.
knew that. They knew that later on there was going to be lawsuits flying around. Why do you think Biden gave Dr. Fauci a preemptive pardon?
Yeah.
He knew that as soon as the other administration came in, he was going to go to jail. So he gave him a pardon before he left.
Can we undo that? Is that possible? I think there should be no, I guess once you have a pardon.
Yeah, like once you have it, yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
This is why, like, when a president leaves, you see all these pardons going out, people getting released from jail. So really, once that's done, like the other administration can't come in and undo that. So it's like,
damn.
yeah.
They both gonna go to hell. What was that your colleague said? Is it Devon? How do you pronounce it?
Devon, yeah.
Is it a different one now? I thought it was black. Oh, it's changes.
Well.
I'm like, what the
black.
hell is going on?
No. It's just, this comes right here and then, yeah.
Yeah, he says I'm like short Biden or tall Biden.
Oh, yeah.
Do you really think that's like two different people?
For sure.
Really? So what's like what? It's like a clone, or what do you think?
Whatever it was, whether it's a body double, I don't think it was a clone. I think it was somebody else playing him.
So the initial, the sharp guy, who was he taller? The one before?
I think he was actually. But then they like actually made him taller, and then like he got short again. And
what?
the thing is though, like if you look in, I mean, this is again in the Epstein files. I even said this before in the Epstein files, that you can just look at the person from when he was vice president to where he was president. Two different people. Anybody with two eyes can see that.
He couldn't have aged so dramatically.
But not even that. How does your eye color change? How does your chin change? How does your earlobes change?
Oh, the eye color?
His eye color changed.
He didn't have blue eyes in the second version?
No. Like if you look at the original Biden.
Okay.
From when he was in Congress and he was the vice president. Now look at him today. These are two different people.
And that's what happened to the first one. He died?
Yeah, so I'll say allegedly, but they said that he died for crimes against humanity at Gitmo. Here's the funny thing.
Oh.
This has been scrubbed from the internet. I have a screenshot of when Joe Biden died in 2018 and he was laid to rest at Arlington Cemetery. And this was on Ancestry.com. That no longer exists. It's scrubbed from the internet. But I have a screenshot from when it was up there.
Oh my God.
And then later it comes out in Epstein files, says Joe Biden died. It's a mask. It's a fake. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think it's him.
So I met what's her face? Jill Gill.
Who's that?
Biden.
His wife?
The wife.
Oh, okay.
It was the first time I met them, her and Michelle. Michelle was the first lady at the time. Michelle was nice. And I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure she's a female.
Okay.
Because when she hugged me, I could feel breasts. Like, so.
I mean, that could be done over a weekend. But fake breasts?
I've held women that had fake breasts and they feel different. Yeah. They felt like mine. They felt natural.
I mean, maybe she is. Maybe she is. Maybe she isn't. Gotcha. You know, Joe Biden's, his first wife died.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. His first wife died, and that's actually his second wife. So she wasn't like the original. Oh. Yeah.
I'm gonna stick to the script. Let me go on there. Romanian top model, Florența Popa. Question. Is social media content creation your full-time job? How do you monetize?
Yes, it's my full-time job. I monetize on all platforms, YouTube, Facebook, X, everything. Monetize that. And then also, sponsorships that align with me. And also own a studio out here as well. So, I monetize that. And,
oh, you rent it out to other people, other creators?
yeah, other creators, events.
That's cool.
And then also...
in Vegas or Henderson?
It's in Henderson. Well, no. Well, no, it's in Vegas actually. It's center. It's like central.
Oh, okay.
But so yeah, that's how I monetize in short. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it good money renting out your studio?
It's more money in content, but it's the real money is actually in the IP, the content itself. The intellectual property, and then documentaries and all that I'm going to start doing.
Oh, very cool.
So things of that nature, I'm going to monetize that for sure.
Oh, you're going to be a director?
Not a director, but a writer, producer, and creator of the, actual project. So,
love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have like some specific projects in mind, like some type of storyline in mind?
I have a few. I can't speak on them just yet, but yeah, I got a few.
Oh my gosh. If you need an actress, I'm down.
Okay.
Jaden C. Jones. What keeps you grounded in the midst of all chaos?
Meditation, self-reflection, being grateful for the things I have. A lot of people don't think about what they do have, like their health, walking. If you have, they're saying that if you have at least $1,000, then you're more wealthy than 85% of the world. So
dang, we are wealthy.
Yeah, so there's a lot of poverty in the world. So being grateful for the things that you do have.
I love that. That's awesome. And I have a question for me. Do movies inspire reality, or is it the other way around? Like, for example, did the Simpsons cartoon know Trump was going to become president, or did he become a president because they planted that seed?
It's complex because sometimes they use movies and TV shows to predict things, right? But it's already been planned. Or it's predictive programming to where we can manifest those outcomes. So if like 9/11, going back to that, it's a 33-year cycle, right?
33. Oh,
yeah.
Interesting number. Okay.
So it started in 1968. And until 2001, they've been showing us the whole time exactly what's been going on. So if you look at, there's a multitude of movies, there's TV shows, there's been clues all the way through. And I think they programmed society to, make it happen. And then they plan it in a way to where it actually does happen.
Very cool. And what about maybe they feel some type of guilt, like Obama, how he produced the Leave the World Behind?
Yeah.
Maybe they might feel some type of guilt and they're just kind of giving us a little...
Maybe.
What I know.
They try to, correct the karmic retribution. So they tell you before they do it. And they always show you and tell you. And if you see a pattern, then, it's not just a coincidence. You're like, okay, something's going on. How many times mathematically can this show up without it having some type of intent behind it?
Yeah. Is there a question you wish I had asked that I haven't? That's how I always end it.
That's a good question. No, I mean, I'm always open to, any kind of interesting dialogue. So I feel like it's been very fruitful and, informative, hopefully, to everybody out there. So, no.
Oh, yeah, it's very informative. Especially y'all got to subscribe to his channels. So, Maverick Approach on YouTube.
Yep.
And the same on Instagram.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Instagram, maverickapproach.com. People can go there. I just had an AI agents class where I was teaching AI agents.
Oh, very cool.
So they can purchase that class on there. I have a real estate hacks class because I did real estate for over 12 years.
Oh, an agent? You've been an agent?
No, actually investment. So I did on the investor side.
Very cool.
That I have my school program, which is like my university of all the things I talk about.
Crypto.
So school.com/break the matrix. Break the matrix is my community. So we have like, weekly calls and
Nice.
if you actually subscribe to the school program, all my classes are free actually. So yeah, so I have that as well. So
very cool. You're keeping it busy.
Yeah, always.
Wow. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.